So as I begin my takedown process of my ropes from tonight's self-suspension shibari experience, in that sweet spot between dominant space and subspace, or I'll just call it switch space because that's what I am. When the dopamine and the oxytocin and the adrenaline start to kind of subside, and I was having my meal to help ground, and then the thoughts began to flow, and I thought about something that I read from a brother Felix Wright. He's a phenomenal author. I'll tag him. But he made a post on Facebook and he was talking about love, and he said to love is to protect one's spirit, paraphrasing. And I said, because as I was preparing and I was setting up the rig, I was talking to a good friend of mine and I was telling her about how much I love shibari, right? And like I really just love the artistry part of it, everything about it, the exhaustion of taking down the rig, putting up the rig, self-tying, just everything that goes with it. And I'm gonna do it again eventually, but how much I actually love the art and why I have such a hard time. This is me, processing after the session. Why I have a hard time selling the things that I love. Like even with yoga, when I became a comedic yoga instructor back in 2016, 17, that was something that I had a hard time with, and I was telling the instructor then at that time, like, how am I gonna sell this and like market this? Like it feels fake, like it just doesn't feel right to sell something that I actually love and benefit from. And it's taken me on a journey. And I've listened to a lot of people say like, oh well, that's poverty consciousness, or poor righteous teacher type of thing. And I'm just like, no. And then the more I look into like human design and my own chart and natal chart and just really just sitting with myself, because those are all tools, I'm just like, no, that's just how I am. Like if I love something, a person, an artistry, a place, like I just it can't be performative or transactional. And I find that in any interpersonal relationship I've had in the past, once it got to a point where, whether it's familial, intimate, platonic, business, once it starts getting to a place of where it's like, I'm sensing the ulterior motives behind it. It's like, no, this person is actually trying to keep me or mold me into something that's more palatable for them. Then it's like, oh no, that's not, I'm protecting their spirit by staying around, but what am I doing for my own? And so it led me to this thought about shibari, and like, even though this is like part of my calling, this is something that I love and I want to protect my spirit. I don't want to fall out of love with shibari the way I did with yoga back in the day. And so I'm sitting with that. I said all that to say I don't want to fall out of love with shibari. And my love for yoga is being reignited, so there's that. But once it comes to a point where it's like, no, you have to feed a machine, you have to post, you have to aesthetics, and that takes the love, that takes the spirit out of it. It snuffs it. And once that happens, there's no more me in it. It's no longer mine. It doesn't have my essence in it. It's cosplay of Dark Yogi or Dragonfly or Taisha. So anyway, This is the post Shibari clarity. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I will put a video together eventually, displaying today's session, but not tonight. Not tonight. I'm preparing for subspace. So, anyway, that's all.